everyone. I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. Every wide receiver in the NFL wants to be a top target, and two players will be trying to be that today. It's Browns Steelers going up against Nelson's Packers. With that, it's time to hook up with our commentators in the booth as we turn it over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
This place first opened way back in 1957. We are inside legendary Lambeau Field here in Green Bay. No team means more to a city than the Packers to Green Bay, and this was the scene a few moments ago as the green and gold made their way out of the historic tunnel. They're ready to go as they get set to match up with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And we say hi again, everybody. Brandon Gaudin here as we count down to kickoff. I turn to my partner, that's Charles Davis. And Charles, Larry pointed out in the open, we've got a pretty good matchup of wide receivers here this afternoon, don't we?
And those guys have such a big impact on the game nowadays. We know it's a throwing game, but the guys who can go up and get it, the guys who can break tackles after the catch and make bigger plays, oh yeah, they love spotlight as well. They want the football, they want the attention.
Set to return, this is Jeff Janis. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. So here comes the Packers offense now onto the field. They'll be led out by the former Cal Bear, Aaron Rodgers.
I remember meeting him when he was playing at Cal, and I remember walking away thinking, instead of having Rodgers stitched on the back of his jersey, it should just say confidence, because that's how he felt about his own abilities and his ability to elevate a team.
The first carry here for Ty Montgomery. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
I think there's one element that just keeps increasing on defense in the NFL, and that's speed. They want it at every position, and we just saw there some linebackers who can go sideline to sideline, run past that trash, go past people, and make tackles near the sidelines.
Well, not only near the sideline, but also in the backfield there for the loss. Now Rodgers throwing on second down. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. They'll give him 8 on the play, and it'll be third down.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes it's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. From the gun, it's Rodgers. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and that'll bring up 4th down. On 4th down, here's Justin Vogel on to punt it away. Back deep for the Steelers, Antonio Brown. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Steelers now to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by a man who's becoming an elder statesman among quarterbacks in the league, drafted back in 2004. It's Ben Roethlisberger.
And when you talk about the best quarterbacks in the NFL, you have to talk about Ben Roethlisberger, and he's used to competition. Remember the class he came out of in 2004 with Eli Manning and Phillip Rivers also available.
Yeah, how many do you think envision the greatness of that class at the time?
I don't think to the levels that we've seen. Potential, no doubt. But how many Super Bowls collectively have these guys won?
A lot. They go play action here on first down. Oh, he's going to take a shot right. Oh, wide open, complete. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Illegal forward pass, offense.
Oh, they hate that. Wipes out the big play.
And I know this is the NFL, so they would probably fine you for this type of a penalty. But when I was in college, you used to have to do up-downs for the number of yards that you cost a team in a big play.
On second down, Roethlisberger. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be just shy of the 20 at the 19 as he goes out of bounds. Offensive starters time. Electric is certainly a word that comes to mind when you talk about Le'Veon Bell.
Love the way that he reshaped his body coming out of college. A bigger, thicker runner while he was at Michigan State. Lost weight, became more of a whippet in the NFL. And now no one can tackle the guy, whether he's running it or catching it.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. He gets it to Brown, complete. And he gets this one all the way up to the 40-yard line. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. Now a carry for the former Michigan State man, Le'Veon Bell. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 12 more yards there and another first down. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front and linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, second down. And a peek at the defense for the Packers.
Clinton Dix has always had excellent ball skills as a free safety coming out of Alabama, but where I think he's made his best improvement as a run defender. Takes better angles to the ball, tackles better, but has not lost those ball skills that I talked about. 5 interceptions in 2016 and went to his first Pro Bowl in his hometown of Orlando.
First carry for James Conner. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And they'll be facing a 3rd and 12.
When you think of Mike Daniels, you think of strength. Hard to knock off the football, but surprising quickness and ability to move and evade people. How about that play there?
Well, he can squat 600 pounds, so that's how he caught people's attention coming into the league, and he caught our attention right there. From midfield now, here's Roethlisberger. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
This defense is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. They came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
On 4th down, here comes the Steeler punter Jordan Berry to kick it away. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. Now trotting out there, the Packers getting ready to go. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. And let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
To Montgomery to begin the drive. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. And now the offensive starters for the Packers.
One thing about talent, it travels in the NFL, and Martellus Bennett, no matter where he plays, no matter what uniform he puts on, he plays at a Pro Bowl level. Strong, fast, smart, able to get down the middle of the field and also work on the perimeter to make big catches and provide an excellent target for his quarterback.
A play fake to Montgomery. Now Rodgers. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Bud Dupree able to get in and run him down for what will be a loss of 15 yards. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, we quit counting yardage on that one, didn't we? That was truly 3rd and a mile, wasn't it?
It was. I thought they might just go underneath, but they didn't. They wanted to get the first down there.
Yeah, they tried to pick up the huge chunk unsuccessfully. I'm with you. I would have tried to take some yardage just to gain some field position.
On now is the Packers punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Now Brown. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. They'll start out on the ground with Bell. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. If these kinds of lanes are available, you have to feel like he's going to have a pretty big game on the ground.
Yeah, you can tell early on he's got a little burst in his step, and that's a big pickup right there on 1st down.
And some options here for the offense on 2nd and 2. They'll go again with Bell. Bell a 1st down and then some. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
outside handoff to the right side. If you're a running back, you love getting the ball early so you have vision to see what's happening in front of you.
Right tackle likes that call. Big play for him, but don't forget about the guys you always tell me on the backside sealing off.
When they talk about cutoff blocks, making sure no one can leak from the backside that can run a play down.
Yeah, nobody leaked. Big play. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. Now a first down carry by Bell. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. A gain of 3, second down.
Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
So we've reached the end of a fairly even first quarter of play. Can't wait to see what the second quarter has in store. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this. Back with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's Steeler football to begin quarter number 2. They face a 2nd and 7 to start things out. They'll run it now out of the gun. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down. Well, at least he was able to break that initial contact, or it could have been a loss.
Yeah, give credit to the defensive player, though. What did he do? Made him slow down, slow up his feet, and allowed the rest of the guys to get there to finish him off.
On third down, Roethlisberger. Toward the sideline, he will have the first down. Good catch. He was able to keep the feet in bounds. Roethlisberger to his big target, James. All 6-7 of him for a Steeler first down.
And that's how you pick up a first down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down in bounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
Now a play fake here on first down. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver that time. And that'll bring up second down.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
On second down, it's Bell. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Roethlisberger. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow him to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let him get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. And Boswell's kick is good. And the Steelers will jump out to a 3-zip lead. And we were scoreless up until this point in the second quarter. Now we finally have a little action.
Let's see where this action takes us. First quarter, no points at all. Now we've got our first score of the game. Well, does that signal that we're going to get more as we go along? Or will it revert back to what we saw in the beginning of the game?
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field.
And this is their third drive. Right now, maybe not about points, just about getting something. They haven't gotten a first down yet in this game.
It's a mental barrier you don't think about until you go a couple of drives without getting a first down. Then all of a sudden it looms big. It gets harder and harder to actually attain that first down.
They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. Across the 30 to the 31-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set them up.
319.
On second down, Montgomery. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or two short here with third down coming up.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. You'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be fourth down.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much.
On now is the Packers punter as he's on to kick it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And that one hits at the 7 but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Bell. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Again, it's Bell. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
Two minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to Lambeau following these words. Don't forget, coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Larry Ridley. Larry will have the highlights of this first half, but he won't have touchdowns because we haven't had any to this point.
But there's still time, though, partner.
Well, the offense lining up 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far at 2nd down. When tapping those toes, he tried to get both in bounds. He could not do it, though.
In tap dance parlance, could not complete the shuffle. All right, needed to get that shuffle down with both feet, not just one.
Is that what they say?
There it is. You know, put a little sand down on the stage.
I'll take your word for it, my man. Over the middle here to Brown. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a 1st down.
I know everyone wants that prototypical wide receiver, you know, the 6'3", 200-plus pound guy, like a Julio Jones and A.J. Green and Des Bryant. Antonio Brown just shatters that, doesn't he? Smaller in stature, but still able to use his quickness, his elusiveness, and his strength to create big plays.
On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. And some room to roam now. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 10 more there and another 1st down. Now Roethlisberger on 1st down. Man open left side is Brown. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Antonio Brown, 43 yards. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the 2nd quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the 2nd half.
It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. Boswell on now to kick this one away. This is taken at the 3. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Packer offense now ready to get back onto the field. The results for them so far not that great. Well, not good at all. 3 drives, 3 punts.
Yeah, and now what you're doing is you're looking at your play sheet, trying to figure out what you're going against defensively. I wonder, are they showing them something they haven't seen or anticipated in practice, and maybe that's throwing them off? Or do they just have to go to a different play calling section and try and run some offense that way?
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down. Now Rodgers going to throw again. They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. And he goes out of bounds across the 40-yard line. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
First down, Rodgers. This is Cobb with a catch right side. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. As they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. So the offense takes the timeout, and they are back out and ready to rock. Rodgers to Montgomery on the draw. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll in fact tackle him behind the line. And welcome back, the offensive unit. They took the timeout. And now they get set to line up as we resume action. Rodgers to throw on second down. And that will be incomplete with the clock showing 18 seconds now to go.
All right, need you to check my eyes here. This entire unit defensively, I think, has looked really strong in the first half, especially in the secondary. They've been cohesive, fast to the football. We just saw another example arriving there to help knock that one away.
The Packers on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 14. Working from the gun. Rodgers. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
On now is the Packers punter. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. He gets it away, and I think they'll smartly play keep away here from Brown. Roethlisberger with a give to Bell. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game.
Okay, Brandon, thanks, and welcome everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get to the highlights. The Packers are behind right now, but the home crowd should give them a boost. The Steelers have come in and looked good as the road team, and will just keep trying to play hard and maintain the lead going forward. All right, let's roll those moving pictures. Steelers with the ball midway through the first. Browns able to get open here, and he'll end up at their own 40-yard line before being tackled. Head to late in the first. Dupree's able to zero in on the QB here. This ends up as a huge loss in yardage. Now to late in the second. Brown's going to haul in the pass, and this play goes for a score, pushing the lead to 10. So that'll wrap it up for us here at the EA Sports Studio. We'll head back now to Green Bay for the start of the second half.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. The second half starts with a carry by Bell. Even with the nice move, can't go very far. Stops short of the 30. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Now Roethlisberger going to hand to Bell across the 30 to the 31-yard line. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Got his man complete over the middle. It's James. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, You enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
Now Roethlisberger to throw on second down. And some room to work. And he's brought down. The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there. Fresh set of downs here. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. On the counter, here's Bell, fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. A fake to Bell. Now it's Roethlisberger. And he's going to be out of bounds down inside the 20. The passing game in rhythm right now for Pittsburgh. There's another first down.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
So the ref takes a peek here, wants to see if the receiver had possession and both feet in bounds.
If this were a college game, this would be a legal catch. It's the second foot that they're looking at to make sure it gets down. You have to have 2 in bounds in the NFL.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
The Steelers on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Here's Roethlisberger to throw. James has got it. Complete. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
And this one is right down the middle. And that'll push the lead up to 13-0. So the scoring drive encompasses 9 plays, but the net gain, 3 points.
And you're going to have drives like that in this league. Sometimes you just got to take the 3 and move on. Always better than nothing.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Packers offense now getting set to start off this third quarter.
These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Throwing on first down is Rodgers. Caught by Cobb. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
You gotta love a guy who'll stand in there and deliver. No matter what the pressure, waits for the route to come open, hangs in there, and completes the pass.
Rodgers handing to Montgomery. Not a whole lot of room to run. Gets it to the 35 after showcasing the great move. He can muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a third and very short.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
The offense on third down tonight, not good. 0 for 4 thus far. They're looking at third and a few inches. On third down, they go Montgomery. And he will not only not get the yard he needed, he goes the wrong direction. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
On now is the Packers punter. He's been terrific so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
A give to Bell. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. 3-4 defense, usually here you'll see the linebackers come up, make those plays, but the nose tackle also vital.
That was so vital because what you just pointed out, normally he eats up blockers that allows the linebackers to get to the ball carrier. In this case, he did his job and then some, and there was no gain at all for the runner.
Throw left side complete. That's Bell. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. Well, they try to swing it out left into the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
And the Steelers on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Roethlisberger will throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
Pardon It's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
Here's Jordan Berry now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Lambeau. As we've got the final quarter upon us, we get ready to start the fourth. Here's Jordan Berry now, as he's on to punt for Pittsburgh. This is taken at the 18. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Rodgers now on first down. Over the middle, that's caught by Adams. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask.
Face mask. Defense.
Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise, this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
Rodgers now on first down. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Cobb. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. At this stage, this drive's got to be touchdown or bust because you need 2 of them.
And if I'm the offensive play caller, I'm not just looking at my dagger plays downfield. I'm looking at some of my specials, something that can fool them and give you a big play now.
With a sense of urgency.
No doubt.
Now Rodgers throwing on second down. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Rodgers finding Adams for a Packer first. Even though this offense doesn't have a single point to its name, they're not totally out of this game yet. A touchdown here, they could be in business.
And how about that last play? Now they've got momentum going, so you know I'm a big advocate. Get back on the line of scrimmage. Throw another play at them while you've got them rocked on their heels.
So here we go, first and 10 now. Shotgun now for Rodgers. The left side throw complete to Adams. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards. This offense can certainly move quickly when they want to. 3 plays, 3 pass completions. In the blink of an eye, they've got a first and goal.
Almost felt like a lightning bolt hit in this game, didn't it? For them to get downfield that quickly. And now first and goal, expect them to attack right here on this play.
And now a first down following that long gain. They'll run with Montgomery. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Oh, partner, that play brought back memories. Watching them string it out, letting the runner get all the way to the sideline area, but not letting him get out of bounds. They formed that picket fence and didn't allow him through.
Not only that, got him for a loss as well here. And one of the reasons they lead in the fourth quarter, plays like that.
Yeah, it took a little more time off the clock, making him do it that way, didn't they?
On second down, here's Rodgers. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Jordy Nelson, a 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Packers have cut it back within a score. So they get the score, partner. Game's not over, but they still need some help here.
Agreed, they definitely need some help, but they took care of the first part by scoring themselves.
On is Mason Crosby for the point after. And that'll make it 13-7. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And the result, a Green Bay score. Crosby on now to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
They'll give this to Bell running right. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Goes underneath for Bell. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. A gain of 4 on the play, and that'll bring up a third down. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
Roethlisberger hooking up with Brown to get the Steelers a first. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on third down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
And it looks like this will be the last play before the 2-minute warning. And they're going to take it all the way down and just take the delay.
Delay of game, offense.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5.
Still first down.
So they're leading. They have possession of the football, and certainly this is where they just want to milk the clock. After the penalty, it's Bell. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. The give is to Bell. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. And the Steelers on third down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 11. Now Bell. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop. 1:50 left in the football game. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. Here's Jordan Berry now as he's on to punt for Pittsburgh. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. Now Aaron Rodgers in the offense heading back onto the field. And he had the touchdown on the last drive, also 4 for 4. Very, very effective. What does he need to do to translate that forward into this drive?
Not think that what he saw in coverages last time is exactly what he's going to get again. He's got to play ahead and start thinking to himself, okay, we just did that. What are they going to take away now? What do we go to as a counter? And continue to encourage his offensive line to continue to give him time.
They were really good on the last drive. They'll look to throw. Nelson's got it here right side. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 15 yards through the air and a first down. He's back to throw. He's going to dump that off to his running back, Montgomery. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and it'll make it second down. Back to throw. And an alley to run. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. First down now, but the clock continues to move. He'll look to throw. He'll leave it for Montgomery complete. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 4 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up second down. And with just over 40 seconds now remaining. He gets up and spikes it. The Packers on third down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Back to throw. And some space here. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. And the spike comes here, and that stops the clock at 25 seconds. So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. 2nd down and 10. Now whistles here, flag down. I think one of the Packer linemen was moving.
False start, offense.
So that'll back him up 5. So the defense has put them in a tough spot. It's 2nd and long. To throw is Rodgers. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. It's an 8-yard pickup, and just like that, it's 3rd down.
It didn't check off every box, but the most important one. Got the clock stopped, getting out of bounds. They may be a little short of the 1st down, but I thought that was the key.
The Packers on 3rd down. They've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 7. Back to throw. Rodgers. And he'll go out of bounds down inside the 15-yard line. Rodgers to Cobb. Good for a Green Bay first. Working the sideline there. Good route, good catch. 1st down, and he gets out of bounds.
They have to like the play call because you have to run some guys down the middle of the field to draw some of the defenders away. They can't just let them guard the sideline exclusively. That's how it's going to work. Sidelines and then completions to use the clock.
And now the offense operates in the red zone. Now whistles here, flag down. I think one of the Packer linemen was moving.
False start, offense.
That's going to set him back 5 yards. Rodgers to throw. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to him because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense. Now Rodgers. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. So the offense took the timeout. Looks like they're ready to go as we get set to resume the action. Well, this drive, they're a perfect 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions, but they need a full 10 yards here. One final try now for Rodgers. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. Well, Charles, exciting to the very end. That's what we just saw in this game. Final play there, had it in the red zone, but anytime you're outside of the 10, that's tough. Trying to drop a final play to get in, and they couldn't do it.
It certainly is. So what they were looking for was, extra time. Too bad it's not FIFA soccer, right, where you get a little bit of extra and you get a chance to run a couple more plays and maybe get closer and take that last shot into the end zone.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. From Lambeau, good night, everybody.